There's been a new country trend blowing up, but it's not coming from Nashville. It's coming from TikTok and the dance floor. Nearly 97% of Gen Z females say they listen to at least 5 musical genres on a regular basis. And honestly, are we even surprised? Because the culture isn't genre first anymore. It's playlist first, mood first, remix first. We've got country fans raving, EDM kids line dancing, and TikTok full of Cowboy-Core choreos set to trap remixes. It's called YEE-DM. Yeah, it sounds a little wild, but once you see it, it actually makes sense. It's become a full-blown cultural shift, fueled by fans, filtered through social media, and getting weirder or cooler by the minute. So how did we go from two-stepping in saloons to shuffling in fringe under strobe lights? It didn't happen on the radio. It happened online. Over the last few years, TikTok quietly flipped how people dance to country music. Line dances got a makeover, house edits, trap remixes, sped up tracks that sound more like EDC than a honky-tonk. Search country shuffle or EDM line dance and you'll find millions of views. Cowboy boots hitting drops that were made for warehouse sets, not rodeos. But here's where it gets interesting. This remix culture is attracting a whole new younger audience to country music, specifically Gen Z. Their share of country listeners jumped from 29% to 38% between 2022 and 2024. It lined up exactly with the rise of crossover hits like Old Town Road by Diplo, The Middle by Zedd, and One Thing Right by Marshmello. All songs with just enough country edge to go viral and enough EDM energy to blow up TikTok. In the UK, where country music barely had a footprint, country video views on TikTok shot up 67% in just 1 year. Social media brought country a whole new generation of fans. Even country radio is catching on. Remixes and crossovers that would have been laughed off 10 years ago, and now they're getting airplay. So while EDM producers were flipping country vocals into dance floor anthems, the fans are changing the way we move to it. And that shift, it was gaining momentum fast, especially in one dusty desert corner in California. Diplo's late night set in Stagecoach in 2019 didn't just go viral, it completely flipped the script. That moment wasn't even about the music, it was about what fans did with it on social media that changed everything. On TikTok and Instagram, fringe fits, cowboy-core looks, and remix line dances were everywhere. Line dancing turned into choreo trends to house edits, sped up trap, and really just anything with a bass line. And don't even get me started on the fashion. Fully remixed, major glow up. LED cowboy hats, sequin fringe, candy bracelets next to turquoise rings. Country was becoming a whole revamped aesthetic in the festival scene. It wasn't just a genre anymore. Even brands caught on, and suddenly everyone was launching festival Western collections. And according to Pinterest Predicts in 2024, styles like coastal cowgirl, western core, and cowboy rave completely exploded leading into festival season. But here's the key connection. Coachella and Stagecoach happened back to back. Same venue, same crowd. Coachella sets the fashion tone every year. And with EDM growing and dominating that lineup, it just makes sense that country fashion evolved right along with it. Then of course, Beyoncé dropped Cowboy-Carter in full fringe and disco glam, and Cowboy-Core went from niche to mainstream overnight. Fans weren't dressed for the music anymore. They were building a whole new festival identity, and Stagecoach saw it happening. Did you know that Stagecoach even sold out faster than Coachella in 2024? For the first time ever. Like, that's crazy. We're just assuming it's the younger fan base and the growth of Diplo's honky-tonk with EDM artists. But here's something to note though. It's way bigger than one weekend at Stagecoach. Even Insomniac, the Rave empire behind EDC, is riding the YEE-DM wave. They launched YEE-DC, a country meets EDM club night with progressive house remixes, cowboy boots, sequin fringe, and yes, line dancing lessons and cowboy coffee shots. These shows have made it to Avalon Hollywood, Bloom in San Diego, Time in OC, and they even kicked off EDC with a full YEE-DC takeover. And while the lineups are evolving, it's still the fans driving the movement, right? Because genre doesn't define the vibe anymore. Identity does. This crossover didn't change all of country, but it did spark something new. At Stagecoach and across TikTok, a whole subculture is forming. It's about how loud your outfit is and honestly how viral your dance is. And let's talk about that. The dancing isn't just two-step anymore. It's shuffles, hair flips, and hip rolls to sped up Reba remixes. You know, it's not replacing country, it's remixing it. A new lane, a new energy, a new vibe. The music's still country at its core, but the crowd? They're dancing like they just left EDC. The line between country and rave? Well, what line? It's basically gone. So how did we even get here? From Avicii dropping banjos at Ultra, to Diplo going full cowboy, to Calvin Harris unplugging his decks for a country ballad. The sound had to shift before the culture could. And that story? We already broke it down in part 1. So if you want to know how YEE-DM was born, go watch why Stagecoach feels more like EDC every year. Call it cowstep, call it YEE-DM, call it whatever you want. But one thing's clear, it's not going away. And if you're into where it's all going next, hit subscribe. Dance music is one of the fastest growing genres in the world. And with